other ideas. Number 3, our tool bag. Ingathering music is becoming quite popular in many churches. I like to encourage ingathering to be an engagement of the congregation, not just something for them to listen to. So when I do ingathering, we're singing. And I use it in 2 different ways predominantly. One is either to sing the familiar, so that we're helping our children learn the familiar hymns so that they have something from their childhood to take back with them along the rest of their life journey. Or to use ingathering as a time to teach something that you're going to use later in the service, so you don't have to use service time to teach. And that too is very, very effective. I try for the most part, unless it's something that is really meditative, to keep it upbeat. Sometimes that hymn or whatever you're doing later in the service ends up being meditative, so you have to deal with that. But I try to keep it upbeat, and I try to choose things, if we're just going to sing songs, that can be done off book, so that you may have to feed them the lyrics, but repetitive things so that the kids can get involved. Instruments are another way that you can get involved, and I mean, we're talking all kinds of instruments. Your youth are in bands and orchestras. It takes a little bit of preparation to get them ready to play with something, but getting them to either as an individual or as a group to help accompany a hymn or an ingathering piece is a great way to get your older youth involved. I've had the luxury at Arlington to have bells, chimes, and boom whackers. And you can start with very, very basic things of having them ring chords with simple melodies and tunes. And kids are sponges. They don't have to have things in front of them to work with as far as reading either words or music. You give them a pattern, repeat it 2 or 3 times, they've got it.
I have, as Melody said, I have 4 teenagers in my church that are all in bands. And it's a very eclectic group. I have a guitarist, a percussionist, a cellist, and a violinist. And so I actually use them a lot to help me with hymns. And that puts them in a part of the service. They also help me with choir anthems. And so, you know, that gives them an opportunity to take what they're learning in the school system and to use it in church. And I bet if you poll your congregation and your youth especially, and the same is true for young adults, but you probably have more instrumentalists in your congregation than you think.